Today, I'm going to be taking a better look at the stuff I got while I went to Old Factory, Bedford Street, Northgate, Black Rose. Gosh, I went all over the place. Where else did I go? Did I say Northgate? Fayetteville? Yeah, I got a bunch of good stuff, so let's get to it. My first stop was Old Factory in Hummelstown. The first thing I got was this gunned rubber face Santa Claus. Now, this is actually not as popular as you would think. This one, they don't sell for that much. I mean, I was lucky to get like $35 for one in pristine condition. This one definitely has some issues. It's got the chimes in it, which is fun or obnoxious, whichever you prefer. But unfortunately, it's missing its hat. It is tagged gunned, which does add some value to it. Gunned is definitely a better known vintage plush maker. I only paid $9 for it, so I couldn't really say no. And I love his little Merry Christmas bib. I love vintage squeak toys. I love Edward Mobley. I love vintage rhinestones. I love kitschy cats. Now, whereas this is a more common found squeak toy, this Edward Mobley cat with the sleepy eyes, they do work. I couldn't resist this one specifically just because it had this really unique rhinestone collar on it. And the collar is vintage, which is definitely something I don't see every day. Now, I paid up for this, like I said, just because of the collar. I paid $25 for it. I didn't feel that great about it because I'm normally pretty cheap, and these don't actually sell for that much. I usually put about $35 on good condition, plus my US shipping fee, which is, which varies a little bit. But with this rhinestone collar, I just felt like it added such character. I could not resist, so I grabbed this. And plus, it's getting harder and harder to find these cats. I see the dogs more often. I see the elephants. I see the bears. But I think the cats are some of my favorites. I had never seen one of these before. It is adorable. It's a vintage wall hanging. Jingle bells. It's got the happiest looking Santa you ever did see. It's missing a few of its sequins, but it was in pretty good condition overall. It was so unique, and it was only $8, so I definitely snatched it up. I'd be surprised if this didn't sell pretty quick. And the fact that it's not all stained and it's glittery, and the paint is all there on all the Santa Clauses, including their faces, is pretty remarkable. Now, I don't usually pick these up just because, one, they're kind of hard to find, and when you do find them, they're expensive. I did actually have one of these earlier in the year. It sold really quickly. This one, unfortunately, it doesn't have its base, so it's only going to be used as a figurine. It's technically a smoker. It's German. It's wood. The prices for these are kind of all over the place when they're complete. I didn't sell mine for that much just because I did find a little bit of the sold prices to be pretty unbelievable. They were anywhere from like $17 to, $76. I was like, that's kind of crazy. But I only paid $1 for it, so I felt like it would make a good little holiday figurine. Snowmen are kind of hard to find when it comes to Christmas stuff, and snowmen are actually my favorite too. Another little treasure from Old Factory, I got this spun ballerina ornament. Now, she's made in Japan. She is pretty hard to find. The last one I sold for $25, and it was in pristine condition. I've sold them anywhere from $34 to $20, depending on condition and facial expressions. That meant to be expressions and features in the same one. Whoops. Anyway, she's got a little bit of fraying on her tool, but she was only $5. I would have even paid more for it, honestly. I think these are adorable. And it's one of those things where if it doesn't sell, it doesn't really matter because it would just end up on my vanity. But I think you'd be able to trim this up a little bit with some sewing scissors, but I don't like to manipulate the items I find. I always like to sell them as is because I'm not their permanent stop, so it should be the buyer's decision. That's just my personal opinion, though. And I love her little blue eyeshadow with her star. So cute. Next up, I went to Bedford Street. I don't buy a lot of these ornaments, honestly, just because they don't sell for that much, but they were glittery, so I couldn't help myself. It was $5 for the pair. I'd never really seen the soldiers with the glitter before, or if I did, they'd been in rough shape. They even have their original little feathers. I think they're adorable. I'm just going to sell them as a pair. They won't bring much, but I love their little expressions, and, you know, I'm a sucker for glitter. I also picked this up. This was $5. Now, the ceramic version definitely sells for much better money. This is a hard plastic version made in Hong Kong, kind of after the fact of the original Japan ceramic. For $5, though, I know I'll be able to easily double my money. Since it's the Christmas season, I might not have done it anyways. But I will say, though, it's really hard to find this size. I usually see them in miniatures, which is more common. But she was a pretty decent size, and again, for $5, I just thought, hey, what the heck? Somebody is going to find a good home for her. Another thing I'm a sucker for is fuzzy ceramics. I just couldn't resist him. He was only $2, so I kind of felt like, why not? And the paint is all there, which is another thing that's hard to find, and its fur was in really good tact. So for $2, snatched him. This is definitely by far my favorite thing I found probably all day, definitely at Bedford Street. I have never seen one of these before. I love vintage plush, and I love the oilcloth look. But look at this oilcloth stuffed Santa Claus. I paid $12 for him. Now, a lot of the times this oilcloth or vinyl is really, really cracked. This one, it definitely has a couple spots where it's got some wear, but all in all, it's in good condition, and I can't believe its face is intact. And not only that, but it's got this original spectacular hair and beard. I am just like such a fan. I only have seen a couple online since I started looking up comps. It looked like it was about a $40 to $50 item. I mean, I think 50 plus shipping would be a little extreme, but it is super hard to find and super rare. For $12, it was definitely the steal of the day. Even if he doesn't sell for as much as I anticipate he will, I still feel pretty proud I rescued this guy. Next up, I went to Northgate. Now, I have not had much luck at all with Mexican pottery. I've only bought a few pieces, and I think only one have sold. I tried to price it reasonably. Now, this I paid up a little bit for, and I went against my, okay, I'm not buying Mexican pottery anymore right now situation. It was $11.20, but check this freaking goat out. How funny is he? He just has such a unique expression. I love his goofy little smile. I mean, he's pretty happy. If this doesn't bring joy, I'm not sure what will. I also found this little pink sugar baby figurine. Now, I call it a sugar baby because it's got the sugared texture on the bottom. This is one I haven't seen before. This style usually sells pretty quick. I don't think it will sell for that much, though. There definitely are snow babies that sell for decent money. This one's made in Japan. I only paid $4 for it. I love its little star. And it's got this funny kind of unique expression, as you can see. So I snatched that up just because it was different, and we all know I love different. A lot of the times I stay away from the blow mold Christmas decor made in Hong Kong just simply because it's really easy to damage. I find sometimes I miss the damage, sometimes it gets damaged in my bag. However, this little gingerbread house was so cute, and it was only $4.20. Since its size was smaller, I feel like it was easier to contain and kind of protect. It's in really good condition. I love the little Santa on top and the candy decals. So for $4.20, I definitely scooped this guy up. I've never seen one quite like it. Now, if I were to guess, I do believe this was originally supposed to be a wind chime. It's got a spot for hanging at the top, and it also has a hole poked at the bottom. I've seen wind chimes made in Hong Kong like this before. A lot of the times they have elves or snowmen, but this little gingerbread house stands all right on itself, so I felt like it would make great holiday decor. Now, another thing I try to stay away from are those paper tree toppers. I used to buy and sell them all the time, and the couple I got stuck with got super damaged sitting in my office. This one, though, had some kind of heft to it. It's not as finicky as the other ones. This is cardboard instead of that thin paper that bends so easily. I couldn't resist her funny little face. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of burlap, but I felt like this one was done really well, and it was a decent size. I only paid $9.45 for her. Her face is not stained, even though it's fabric, which I was a big fan of. I've just never seen one like this in such good condition, especially. So for under $10, I snatched that too, especially because it's Christmas season and I don't think she'll sit for that long. This is one of the more exciting things I found there too. This, I paid $11.20 for, and I'm sure you can see why. It's a little wall hanging. Now, I love the little angels on it and the jingle bells. Look at this one's face. It's so cute. It reminds me of those little anthropomorphic bug ornaments I like. Now, she is glued. It looks like right here. That's how they keep the wreaths on. It's supposed to be that way. Unfortunately, the glue did come off right there, but it's a really easy fix. And for $11.20, I mean, the angels alone are worth that. So I feel pretty excited about this one. Stepping away from Christmas for a moment, another thing that's super collectible is vintage compacts. I don't usually pick them up because when I find ones that are unique, they're usually pretty pricey. This one I got at $12.30, so $8.40. And it's a kind of fun, unique size, and the flower paint is all there. And yeah, you just open it up here. It's so pretty. It's got the little powder puff in it. Compacts, people love compacts. I love a good compact. Like I said, it's just really hard to find a unique one that's vintage at a good deal. So my last stop, well, technically my second to last stop, my last stop was Fayetteville, and I didn't find anything. But at Black Rose, I found this head vase Santa. Now, unfortunately, I totally missed. It's cracked. I paid $9 for it. Not my greatest moment. It's not completely broken, but it definitely has damage. I would not have picked this up for $9 if I had noticed. So hopefully I'll be able to eke out some of my money back, if not all. But I was excited because, you know, these ones are kind of hard to find. I find them in banks and stuff all the time, and they're pretty beat up. They have a lot of chips and stuff where the paint's missing. It's kind of like a weird ceramic material, not your run-of-the-mill with this matte glaze. Matte glaze is not usually my favorite, but like I said, I got really excited when I saw this Santa. The last time I sold him, I believe he sold for $30 in perfect condition, but unfortunately, sometimes you miss some damage. It happens. And I just had to pick these up. I only paid 90 cents for them. They will not sell for that much. I'll probably make a couple dollars off of it. But since it was Shiny Bright, which is a more collectible Christmas maker, and they were in their original packaging for under $1, I just said, why not? It would be weird if I left this year, especially because it's Christmas time. I wouldn't have done it if it was off season. And the last thing I got was this pink opalescent heart-shaped Fenton box. Now, I'm not the biggest Fenton person, but I love pink opalescent. Now, again, unfortunately, I missed damage. It's got a big chip right here. Definitely pays to go out shopping when you're fully awake. I was really tired from my trip and I was kind of burnt out from the day. I only paid $15 for it. I'm hoping to get my $15 back, especially because the top's in good condition and it's a more popular color and it's got the hand painting. So all in all, I spent $145. It wasn't my greatest shopping trip, honestly, if you ask me. I missed some stuff. I bought a couple things that I don't know if I would do it again, but either way, it was my first trip back after a long 8-day cross-country road trip where I went through like multiple time zones and every type of weather situation you can imagine. So I wasn't fully back yet, but I'm back now and from here on out, hopefully we will be able to get it together again for $145. I think I did all right at the end of the day. So that's everything I got, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning.